Hello, good morning. It's about 10:30, day 35. I lose track of the days. And I'm trying not to concentrate on how many days because then time goes by slower. So I'm trying to do these videos, but not trying to focus on each day because it just goes too slow. Um, I did wake up at 4:30. I had a little bit of anxiety. I spoke too soon yesterday. It wasn't bad, but it was enough to make me feel uncomfortable, and it was enough to keep me awake. So I took a hydroxyzine, which is kind of a Benadryl, prescribed Benadryl, and it helped a lot. I like it because it doesn't mess with your GABA, and it's just kind of a Benadryl. So that's what I did last night. I noticed I did have 1 cup of coffee. It did have caffeine because the kind I like, the caramel macchiato. I don't know if it's my mind playing tricks on me or it made me a little jittery, but I haven't had caffeine in like a month and 30 some days. So it could be my mind just going like it could be just me going, oh, is this gonna trigger anything? And so yeah, I just took a bath. Hopefully, I just wanted to relax. I think that's the biggest thing is just relaxing because everything kind of feels intense. Everything. It just, when I'm half asleep, everything that I'm concerned about, worried about, tends to creep its way up. So like my trips I have coming up, going back to work, just, life tends to be overwhelming when I am trying to go to sleep or waking up or, whatever. I definitely, I woke up in a ton of sweat again. I think that's a good sign though, because when you have the flu or a cold and you wake up completely wet, just sweaty, you're breaking your fever, you're getting everything out. So I feel like potentially my body's trying to get rid of the medicine. Everything I Googled said it would be completely out of my system at the longest 28 days. But when I saw my dermatology, she said 1 day to 90 days. And it's really hard to put into words exactly how you feel because sometimes it's just an uncomfortable feeling, but you can't put into words, how exactly it's affecting you. I'm getting a crazy amount of heartburn. I could eat yogurt or salad and get heartburn, which I was wondering, I was laying here at 4 something and I was like, is this anxiety or is it heartburn? Because it was just enough to be like, oh, it's uncomfortable in my chest. And I took the Alka-Seltzer heartburn medication. It's just Walmart, whatever. And I think that's one of the symptoms that's kind of lingering would be the heartburn. All the other symptoms for me have come, peaked, and then gone. So like the depression kind of comes, peaks, and goes away, everything kind of comes and goes. The pressure in my chest, the sweats, the tremors, the body aches kind of come and go. But the one thing that just is consistent is the heartburn, which out of all of the symptoms, I'm not going to say that's the one I would pick, but there are worse symptoms than heartburn. like if you had anxiety 24/7, I think that that would be one of the worst symptoms. What do you need? That would be like one of the worst symptoms, I think. So it's hard because you want to wake up and just be your old self, be good, you know, bouncing back. Like my uncle, he got off of opiates due to a work-related case. He was driving truck, so he drove, you know, all around the country. He was a trucker, and one of the cement thing fell on his shoulder, and which caused his knee to buckle, his back. He has neck problems, back problems. He's had surgery. He's had knee surgery. It totally destroyed his body. And so they had him on morphine, Dilaudid, opiates, and I've told this story before, but the pharmacy, like the doctors were not getting his prescription in time, and then the pharmacy wasn't filling it in time. So he would go into intermittent withdrawal every month. He finally was like, I'm just done with this. It's becoming a really big problem. So he got off of all of them. He got off of his sleep aid and his opiates and all of that stuff. He said it lasted about a week. It peaked in day like 3, but within 7 days he was good. I know that's not the case for everybody, and I mean, he was on them for 20 years. So he got injured. No, he got injured like 15 years ago, but he was on them a good amount of time. So I was kind of like, oh, well, I mean, he literally said it was going to bed one day and waking up fine. So I was kind of hoping that that would be this situation where I would just wake up fine. But I think it's just so slow. It just is so slow. And then the symptoms kind of come back and go and come back, and it's frustrating. I think my wanting to like do stuff and get out of the house is still really really low, because I feel comfortable. Like I feel like if I were to have anxiety or feel sick or whatever, I'm at home. I can lay down. Like I'm not, you know, being a pain in the butt for my family. It's comfort. It's comfortable. But you know that it's got to end and you have to just suck it up and go about your life. And I think that that's hard because this takes so much out of you, mentally, physically. It takes so much out of you that you just don't want to fight any more than you have to. For me, I just don't want to push through and be out all day and, you know, whatever. Like, I don't want to fight any more than I have to. And it is getting better. For those of you out there, like, it is getting better. I want to give you the positives. But there are times in the day that I just feel like I'm still going through it. I haven't forgot about it. You know, people who are like off of it for 5 years, I'm sure they just live their life now and they're not worried about symptoms creeping up or whatever. And I can't wait till I get to that point where I'm good and I don't have to worry about like a week down the road or feel this discomfort anymore. I am eating, I am sleeping every night. I still take I take trazodone for a week, and then Seroquel for a week, and then trazodone, and then Seroquel. Because the Walmart like sleep aids, like those over-the-counter sleep aids, don't work right now. And I don't want to get hooked on the Seroquel or the trazodone, so I'm alternating them. But I'm hoping in another couple weeks that I can go down to the over-the-counter and then wean off of that, because ultimately I want to be off of every single medication. I'm just being very careful with the prescribed medication right now. But at the end of the day, I need to sleep. So I'm using what I have available to do that, but in a smart way. And it's a low dose on both of them. So, but I know that sleep is so important right now. I'm not taking the GABA supplements or gabapentin or anything. I haven't taken it in a while. And I feel like that's a must, is to not take anything that is going to be screwing with my progress. I did use gabapentin and GABA supplements the first 3 weeks because I just needed to get through that. And without that, I don't think I would have. But I needed to get through it, and I used what I could. It's kind of like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You do what you got to do, because at the end, it's the same outcome. You want to be off of everything at the end, but you use what you can in order to get there. That's how I look at it. I wasn't perfect. It wasn't easy. I didn't just get off of everything and just tough it out. I used what I had, and then the end game is off of everything. So I don't know what's worse, physical or mental. I think mental's worse, because physical, you can take medication, you know, like a Motrin, Tylenol. But physical or mental can really just break you. It can really break me. So stay positive, guys. Don't reinstate. I feel like every day is a new day. And be selfish. You won't get through this unless you're selfish and you really, really take care of yourself and you think of you. Because benzos are unlike any drug. It's hard. It's hard. But there's no going back once you've been through that hell. What's the point? All right. Talk to you later.